What if your body was a gift and contribution to your life and not something that you've been stuck with? What if your body could change quickly and easily? Right Body for You will inspire you and show you a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Now here's your host, Donnielle.
And welcome everybody to Right Body for You. I am Donnielle. I am your host. I am your body tour guide, your giggle leader, and your guide into the mysteries of the right body. This is what we're talking about today. Why can't I get my body right? It's called Right Body for You, isn't it? So why isn't my body right? It doesn't look the way I want. I still have pain. What's up with that? What if it's not about the right body? What if it's about the right you? Okay, and it's so funny because for me, years, I've been working with Access Consciousness and Right Body for You for a number of years. And when Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, first asked me to be involved with it, I would argue with him. I'm like, Access and Right Body for You is about getting out of judgment, not judging yourself, not judging your body, right? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay. So the class is called Right Body for You, and is it right and wrong at judgment? Yes. Can we call it something else? Does it have to be Right Body for You? And he's like, yes. Which, the man, for as brilliant as he is, and as much as he speaks, he's also very good at letting you come to your own awarenesses. So literally, that's how the conversation went. Do we have to call it Right Body for You? Yes. Okay, thank you. And I, over the years, I've used the tools enough that I realized we call it Right Body for You because that's what this reality tells us we should be looking for. This reality says you have to have the right body. Don't have the wrong body. Have the right body. And so that's what people are looking for. And so that's what this is what we're calling it, Right Body for You. And then we do the whole, but you're the right person. What if your body is the one that's right for you? And so I want to know what is the right body. I want to know what the wrong body is. A lot of people think, well, if I have a pain, I'm wrong. Well, what if that pain isn't a problem? What if that pain is the way of your body communicating? What if that's the earth saying hello? What if that's the awareness of something that's going on? But if we create it as a wrongness, we actually try to get rid of the awareness that the pain is giving us. Okay? All right, so let's ask again. What's the right body? What's the wrong body? Okay. What's the right body? What's the wrong body? And I know a lot of people have things come up. They're like, what's the right body? Oh, the right body is the one I see in the magazine. The right body is the one that's, tall and thin and blonde and Swedish. Yes. Oh, wait. I didn't mean that. No. It's the one you see on TV. It's the one that's like, okay, well, is that the right body? Or is that what just this society in this day and age has decided is the right body? Because I'm telling you guys, I'm a student of history, which is actually pretty funny. I was in high school, which is, in the U.S., high school is about ages 14 to 18 of school, okay? And I was in high school before I found out that the history the teachers were teaching us they thought was true. For me, it was always stories. I'm like, it's the story class. And people would be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, History 101, it's the story class. They're like, That's history. That's what happened. And I went, oh, it is? Are you sure? I thought it was just stories. I always had an easy time doing the remembering all the who did what and where, because for me, I just remember stories. So it was pretty funny. So being that student of stories in the past, otherwise known as history, society tells us right now that the perfect body or the right body is tan, not too pale, but not too tan. Because if it's too tan, then, you've been out in the sun too long and you can get skin cancer, or you can ruin the elasticity of your skin. You can burn it beyond once too many. And, and when you're old, if you continue to be tan like this, when you're old, you're going to be all wrinkly, and things like that. So not too tan, not too pale. Then you don't want to be too short, because if you're too short, it's a little weird. We're not talking like little people short, that's just a whole other category. It's just like you don't want to be too short. Like most of my family, I'm 5'2", and I'm the tallest girl in my family. Everybody else is like 4'9", which is like short, right? So it's like they're a little too short, okay? And I'm okay short. I could be a little bit taller, but you don't want to be too tall, because if you're too tall, then it's just kind of awkward. And if you're a girl and you're too tall, then you don't want to date a guy shorter than you, because, how would that be? And if you're a short guy, you don't want to date a tall girl, because that would just be weird. So ideally, the right body would be a taller guy and a shorter girl, okay? Not too tan, not too white, not too pale. I'm sorry, it doesn't have to be white, but, not too pale. Of course, for, I was in India, and they're always trying to make their skin lighter. It depends on what area you're in, right? Okay, so not too tall, not too short, not too dark, not too light. And sorry, somebody in the chat room said pet peeve. I'm fair, not pale. Exactly. Already, judgments are coming up. How does it get better than that? So, and then, let's talk about fat. You can't be too heavy, but you can't be too thin also. Because if you're too thin, and even if it's a natural thin, you're probably anorexic. So there's although being thinner is better than being fatter. So if you're going to go one way or the other, you should probably be a little bit thinner than a little bit fatter, because then that's acceptable. Although then we're going to worry about you and say that you never eat and, talk behind your back and things like that. But if you're a little bit fatter, we're going to talk about how much you do eat and how you're obviously not caring and not taking care of yourself. So not too fat, not too thin, and, you have to be very sporty, very this. And, and you guys, I'm playing with this, and the list goes on and 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 on about what is the right body. Now, I love this example because, as I was saying earlier about the history, so-called stories of the past, there was a time in about medieval, just past medieval, so around 1700s, around there, that the perfect body was very pale and a little more on the plump side. See, right now, you want to be not too pale and not too plump. You want to be tan and thinner. Well, back then, if you were tan and thinner, it meant you were poor, you worked outside because you worked in the fields. And the fields you worked in belonged to the masters who were pale and a little bit plump. Pale meant they didn't have to go outside because, heaven forbid, let's not go in the sun. So the paler you were, it showed you had more money. And if you were a little plump, it showed that you could eat. So if you were then tan and thin, you were poor, you worked in the field, you were a lower class. But if you were pale and a little bit heavier, then you were of the higher class, and you had money, and you had servants who worked in the field. Oh, look at those poor, tan, thin people out there. I'm in here, in the shade. No sun can reach me, and I have money to eat. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so that's what it was then. So I ask you again, what's the right body? Really, what is the right body? Is there a magical formula? Is there a list that doesn't change? No. Guys, it's all subjective to time, place, society. You know, it's really interesting as I travel the world and I see all these different cultures. You know, it's really interesting. A friend of mine, when I went to India, I had an interesting reaction the first time I went to India, and I didn't know what to make of the different culture with the number of people living on the streets and things like that, and the reactions to me. And my other friend had done a lot of traveling in India and like Saudi Arabia and things like that. She's like, you have to understand that for you being pale, because, you know, I'm not exactly tan, ever, born a redhead, and she's like, you are what they are desiring to be. I'm like, what? She's like, trust me, they're looking at you going, oh, I wish my skin could be that pale. And then I started seeing commercials for skin lightening cream and things like that. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Because here am I going, what would it take to tan? You know, body, would you like to tan a little bit? You know, maybe so we're not so translucent. So I'm looking at their beautiful, beautiful almond-colored or caramel-colored skin going, wow, how amazing would that be? That would just, oh, look at the prettiness of it. And they're looking at me going, oh, if I could just be pale like that. So tell me again, what is the right body? Okay, what is the wrong body? What's interesting is you tend to be able to answer both questions. And what's the right body? Oh, it's this, it's healthy, it's, well, what's healthy, what's not healthy, right? It's a tall, tan, thin, or whatever, that's the right body. What's the wrong body? Well, my body. That's what, I've actually asked that in class. Be like, oh, what's the wrong body? My body. Sorry? Oh, sorry, you're rejected out. You have the wrong body. Ha, ha, ha. Meh, right? And then other people go, well, the wrong body is if it's misshaped, or the wrong body is if it's, so if you have extra weight or just whatever, you have illness, or if you have a pain, if you limp, crazy things like that. So I find it interesting that when I ask what's the right body, what's the wrong body, you guys actually have answers, you have responses. But what do all these answers and responses have in common? They're judgments, okay? Everything you think you get right limits you just as much as everything you think you get wrong, okay? So we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the rightness of the wrongness and the wrongness of the rightness of the bodies and points of view, okay? This is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dane here, and I would like to invite you to an adventure in being. I've just written and finished a new book known as Being You, Changing the World. Are you one of those dreamers? One of those people who's always known that other possibilities should be available but haven't yet been able to see them be created? Well, I wrote this book for you. In it, you'll find tools, processes, and unique perspectives to change the things you've always wanted to change but didn't know how. In it, you'll find an invitation to a different possibility for a way that we can be in this world that changes not only our lives, but by being us, allows us to contribute to changing everything planet-wide that doesn't work. Are you aware that truly great people, truly being them, is the only thing that has ever created a great change on this planet? Are you willing to step up? Are you willing to be one? Check out a copy of my new book, Being You, Changing the World. I invite you to go to beingyoubook.com for a free gift.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am Donnielle. I am your host. I am your body tour guide through some of the mysteries and the craziness that we tend to do to our bodies, to our lives. And I'm here today speaking and sharing this with you because, honestly, I don't know if there's many crazy, insane, nutty things, judgments about my body that I haven't done. You know, I like to say I spent my life researching, and, you know, that research was judging the crap out of my body, vilifying it, making it wrong, and then coming out the other side where my body is actually one of my favorite things, and bodies in general are some of my favorite things. You know, I was laughing about that again this morning. Before the radio show, I was shockingly, for those of you who know me, I was shockingly answering emails and doing some other stuff. And I'm also the Access Consciousness Body Class Coordinator, so that was part of it. And I was creating a flyer for the body classes. And I have to admit, I still laugh. And I'm like, as I'm doing this, going, bodies, yay, on this poster, I'm like, I can't believe everything I do has the word body in it. It used to be the most hated thing for me on the planet. You know, I tried to do everything I could have to not have a body, short of actually, you know, like killing myself and literally not having a body. But I did everything I could to ignore it. And now it's one of my favorite things. Is it a right body? Okay. Is it a body that this society would say is perfection? Is it a body somebody would walk up to me and go, oh my gosh, can I have your body, just for a day? If I could have your body for a day, I could take over the world. Not exactly. I have had people go, oh my gosh, can I have boobs like you? Or, oh my gosh, you know, or whatever it is. You know, one of the past shows I did is 10 things to be grateful for having a body right now. And one of them was somewhere out there, somewhere, someone admires it. And it is true. It may not always be vocal, but there's always somebody going, oh, I wish I could have a body like them. And it's interesting because it's a cyclical thing, okay? And so what's interesting is when I was doing this whole hating my body, trying to ignore it or get rid of it. It all had to do with these judgments of the rightness or wrongness. I was constantly bombarded by images of the right bodies and the wrong bodies, and that how I could be accepted or the reasons I wasn't accepted because of my body. And I always found that really, really interesting. Now I can look back and go, okay, that was an interesting experience. Then it was, the torture of my life, right? Because, what's a great thing to do for somebody who's insecure about their bodies to go into? Let's go into media and TV. Let's start telling people everything they should look like and act like and think like. That would be great. My self-esteem rocketed. Or maybe not. That's what I was really trying to get rid of my body. And, for me, one of those ways was, gaining a lot of weight. So it's all about this rightness or the wrongness of your body. Okay? Well, what if there wasn't a rightness? What if there wasn't a wrongness? What if it just is your body? What if you have the right body for you? We create our bodies. I know a lot of people are going to be not happy with me for just that sentence, but we do. We create our bodies. However it is, we've created it. And you guys, I'm talking way beyond, well, of course I created my body. I had a donut for breakfast. Boom, boom, boom. That's not what I'm exactly talking about. We create our bodies right from the beginning. I knew my parents were going to get together. I knew what DNA I was getting into. I knew I wasn't going to get a tall set of DNA. Okay? And, and while I can say now I'm not really a believer of being the effect of a DNA, let's look at it from this point of view. You put your parents together because you did want that input of DNA. You did want, I wanted the redhead that came through. I wanted the shortness, but not too short. We put our parents together physically at the right moment in time to create the body that we desired. And then from there, yes, the decisions and things like that we make every day do affect our body, but it also tends to be mostly the points of view that affect our body and create it as it is. That as I joked earlier about, well, of course I created my body as it is. I had a donut for breakfast and it went straight to my hips, of course. It's more than that. What if your body was requiring sugar? And so what if the body asked for the donut, but then it was our point of view of, I'm a bad person. I had a donut for breakfast. So donut for breakfast means I instantly goes to my hips. Oh, boop, look, now my hips look like the donut that I just ate. What if it's the point of view about that that's actually creating that? Okay? And then with that, what if it's our point of views? With our point of view creates our reality. Reality does not create our point of view. So with a point of view of I have a wrong body or I don't have the right body. Just because you guys aren't saying the word wrong doesn't mean that's not what you're saying. What's the difference in the sentence, I have the wrong body or I don't have the right body? Underlying point of view is you have a body that you like to judge and you have a body that you think is wrong. So, with sorry, I can feel a few people out there going, really? You went there? I did go there. So, well, today we're talking about why don't I have the right body? What if you do? What if the right body for you is the body you already have? And it's interesting because if somebody asked me right now if I wanted somebody else's body, I don't think I would take it. I enjoy my body. I enjoy the communion we have. I enjoy the connection we have. I enjoy the massive awareness my body is constantly giving me. You know, it's kind of like that adage, doesn't matter the adage, it went away. So, but I don't think I would. No, I know I wouldn't. I would keep my body. And again, like I said earlier, do I have the kind of body that this reality considers perfect? No, but you know what? I have the right body for me. I designed this body for me. So it contributes to me in the way that I requested. It helps me create the life in the way that I'm doing it. So what if you have the right body for you? What if it's not about the right body for reality? What if it's about the right body for you? And you guys, it's interesting that the sentence came out that way, because really look at that. When we're looking at what's the right body or the wrong body, we tend to be looking for the rightness or the wrongness from someone or something else. If you were truly being you, would you not have your body? Now, let me say, change is always possible. I'm not saying you have to instantly freeze frame, dry freeze your body in a second and that's it forever. No, change is always possible. That's not what I'm saying. So it's like, if you do have some disease, it can heal. If you want to change your body shape, that can be done. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, the body that you have, no matter size, shape, or health level, truth, would you change it? Or would you keep the body you have? If you could body switch with somebody else, would you? Everything that brings up Story Uncreated. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, night shorts, boys, and beyond. Okay? And everywhere we are making change, everywhere we are trying to create reality's right body instead of our right body, our individual and unique right body, truth, would you be willing to story and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, night shorts, boys, and beyond. Let me say that one more time in English. Everywhere we're trying to create the reality's right body, which means everything we have decided and judged or learned from media or judged from media or friends or family about what a right body should look like, and that instead of the body that would actually create and generate our lives, truth, would you be willing to destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, night shorts, boys, and beyond. You guys, this is a very interesting thing, because it's like, if you take out shape, if you take out health level, but just the physical form of your body, truth, would you keep it? Okay, that's a very interesting concept. We're going to go for a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to explore this a little bit more of keeping your body, and maybe it is the right body for you. Okay? So this is Donnielle. This radio show is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body, and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world, and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer, it's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. And I've asked one of my favorite peeps to join me, Christine McIver, who has her show Inspired Choices on A to Zen. And, oh, yeah, the owner. You know, between me and you guys listening, it's always good to grease the palm of the owner because it's like, you know, why not? And we like to laugh together a lot.
Yes, that's good. That's greasing my palm laughing.
So, yes, Christine McIver is joining us. And, you know, and Christine and I talk about bodies a lot. So I wanted to invite her in on this discussion because it's interesting. You know, when I plan these shows, I do one or two sentences, and then I don't know where it goes from there. And it's just, I wanted to bring in Christine to kind of talk about this because when I was going with, it's like, wow, I never actually looked at before. You know, we judge our bodies by the size, the shape, the health level, the color, a number of factors. But it's like your body has a consciousness of its own. And would you actually change that? Would you actually exchange that if you could? Now, Christine, I know you talk a lot about your body being your best friend, and we were just having a discussion last night about how far we've come with actually being grateful and adoring our bodies. And so, like I said, I wanted to bring Christine in to, you know, just kind of chat. But Christine, will you tell me a little bit about what you were talking about last night about, like, because we were looking at old pictures of ourselves about when we had what this reality did consider the right body.
Well,
and we vilified it.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because the picture was 20 years old, and when I went back and I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, look at how gorgeous I was, you know, in this reality and what I've bought into. And, you know, I had the long hair and the cute little butt and the slim waist, the rest of it. And then I tapped into that moment when I was there. I was on a beach and I was so incredibly insecure, Donnielle. And I was judging my body the whole time. And I was sure people were judging me the whole time. I was wearing, you know, that bikini top and those shorts. And I was like, I was petrified at the time that my boyfriend was going to break up with me because of how fat I looked. And I'm like, my brain kind of scrambled because I'm like, that is insane that's what I was thinking. And yet I look at that picture today and damn, I was hot, girl. And I'm like, wait a second. I don't have those judgments of myself today. Yeah. And yet my body has more, you know, has more bandwidth to it. But my
That's
body.
New phrase you coined.
New bandwidth. Body bandwidth. So let's play with that one. But I'm so much happier, and I'm like who I am. I like my body. I have fun with her. She has fun with me. Like we actually dig each other now.
Right, and right. And so, I'm going to put you on the hot seat and ask you, would you exchange, not change, because like I said, change is always possible. Less bandwidth, more bandwidth, tanner, lighter, whatever. Change is always possible. But it's like, would you actually exchange bodies with somebody if you could?
My head's getting in this a lot. It's
I
really
know.
interesting because I was listening. I'm like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And my logical brain wants to go, well, yeah, at least for a day. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is that true? Would I really desire to have someone else's body? And it's heavy.
The consciousness would change. The communion would change. Your creation wouldn't be with you.
Right. I wouldn't have that spot on my leg that I always touch that I go, I wish it wasn't there, and I'd be looking for it. Like, wait a minute, where's the spot? Whatever. We all have those things, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's why I kept saying change is always possible. It's not like we're frying our bodies in a moment going, okay, as it is, bingo, you get it forever, boom, you're immortal at that. That's not, that's not what I'm talking about. But that's where we go. It's like, well, of course, if I could have that tinner. That's combination of can and tinner, by the way. If I could have that tinner body over there, of course I would do it. But really, drop your barriers, be present with your body a moment, the body you created from the moment your parents got together. What would your life be like without that creation in it?
It wouldn't be.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting for me? Because when I look at that, I'm like, I would be different. And my universe actually feels heavier and is contracting. It's like, wow, I'm just so grateful my body is with me. My body. And it's the right body for me.
Yeah, and I'm grateful my body didn't give up on me when I wasn't with her.
Yeah. It's truly amazing. So, and we're also talking about in this, well, what if it's about the right you? Okay. And again, it's not like, I'm saying there is a right personality or a wrong personality or a right way to deal with things or not deal with things. It's having, honestly, no point of view about anything, including yourself. You can have awareness of who you be, how you be, what you be, what's possible, what potencies you have, because we are all each unique. But it's not, because anytime you're looking for the right, you're doing it from a space of comparison. You're doing it from a space of judgment. And what's funny is one thing people don't think of is you're being a competitive bitch. I don't care if you're a guy. If you're doing right or wrong, you're actually being a competitive bitch. Because the one thing with competition we don't look at is we always look at people going to compete. I have to be better than this person, or they're better than me, or whatever. But at the base, competition is anytime you compare yourself to another person, another body, another personality, and you find yourself better or lacking, it doesn't really mean you're humble. It just means you're doing competition in the negative.
Light.
Right? Not just competition, light. Yeah. So anytime you're comparing yourself to another, your body, your being, and you find yourself better or less, you're doing competition. And so with this whole right-wrong thing, it really makes me laugh because it's like, what would the world be like? We've seen movies where everybody is a clone. I forget what movie it was, but there was like only 3 viable women clones and like 1 or 2 viable men clones. It was also a Star Trek episode. It's been done. I'm showing my geek roots right there, but that's okay. And so everybody in the world are these 3 women types and these 2 men types. And it's like, where's the uniqueness? Where's the fun? And technically, they all have the right body then. Mm-hmm. And how boring is that? And it's funny. And how many of us are actually creating our bodies just to be that different.
Well,
right, body?
Yeah, we create these bodies, and then we're doing continuous judgment of them, trying to be like somebody else's body who's doing continuous judgment of their body, trying to be like, who the hell are we trying to be? Everybody's trying to be somebody else. What if we just actually were being ourselves? And there's so much charge that comes up when you say, and I know this is going to make you laugh, but when you say right body, when you say right body for you, like I've heard it so many times, you know, been working with you and with Access and everything for so long, but on this particular show, when you body, I'm like, whoa, there is so much charge there.
Yes.
So hilarious for me. But it's like, I posted something on Facebook this morning. I didn't know you were going to ask me to be on your show today. And I posted on Facebook and I said, you're not the same person you were yesterday, and you won't be the same person you won't be the same person tomorrow that you are today. And all that is all that yesterday, it was a limit. All that was a limitation yesterday doesn't have to be there. So what if, you know, like, how much have we been trying our whole lives to be like someone else? What if we gave up trying to be like anybody else and started really asking, what would be fun for me and my body?
But then what would people do? I mean, come on.
I don't know, masturbate, laugh. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
Right now I'm supposed to be doing a radio show.
Oh, okay, sorry. Squirrel.
You know, I don't, as the owner of the station, I don't think you want me to have that kind of radio show. You know, give me 30 seconds. I have something to do. Oh, it's a commercial break. But yeah, you know, and I love what you said. There's like, well, you know, you spent your life comparing yourself to somebody else who is spending their life comparing themselves to somebody else. And it is true. I have not actually met a person who doesn't judge their body, who doesn't go, oh, well, if it could be different, if it could be blah, blah, blah. You know, I know a lot of people who judge their bodies less, but I tell you what, even those people who this reality says has the right body is judging the crap out of them. I've talked to them. It's not speculation. Have a conversation with them, and they're like, oh, my gosh, you know what? I didn't work out yesterday, so I'm a pig today, or I ate too much. Or it's really interesting when I actually, because, you know, I didn't talk to these people for the longest time because I was so intimidated or whatever, right? Insane, competitive bitch, table of one. And so when I started talking to these people, they were, to hear themselves rip themselves apart, I'm like, wow. And, you know, for me, that was really one of the first moments of question, you know, because for me, I'm always like, add question to everything. And it wasn't until I talked to other people and heard them talk to me about their bodies and how they vilified it and they ripped it apart. Somebody I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, you have the perfect body. If I just had that body, my life would be so much easier. And then the judgments they placed on themselves, it was really the first time I asked the question of, whoa, so what is the right body? What is the perfect body? And I really have got to that it's the one I have. It's the one I enjoy. It's the one I created. Because please, guys, get this. It's your creation. Not just from the wrongness of I ate too much or I didn't work out or because, yes, look at my pecs, how amazing they are. I worked out for 5 hours yesterday. My pecs are good. You know, and it's not things like that, but from your point of view and from your communion and your connection with it. Okay? So we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, I have a couple of questions/tools that I would like to give you of some of the way to start getting out of this crazy Ferris wheel carousel. For some reason, I can't think of the things that go in a circle.
Loops.
Cyclical cycle. How about that? Cyclical cycle of the rightness and the wrongness and the judgment that it is. Okay? So those questions when we come back. This is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You with our friend Christine McIver on A to Z.FM, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
When you're pondering the big questions like, is there more than this? How can I have a happy relationship? What would it take to like my body? And how do I make more money? Where do you go for information and tools? Check out the online store at accessconsciousness.com. Accessconsciousness.com has books, DVDs, instant video and audio downloads, online classes, and so much more. Subjects include abuse, changing your body, recovery, raising children, business techniques, tools to generate more money, how to have better sex and healthier relationships, just to name a few. At accessconsciousness.com, you can also find facilitators who teach local classes on a variety of subjects. Accessconsciousness.com, your one-stop shop for tools to assist you in changing your life. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Go to accessconsciousness.com to learn more.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Right Body for You. I am Donnielle. I am your host and your giggle leader. And one of my favorite people to giggle with is Christine McIver. She's joining me. And somebody's tapping on the wall. I'm actually in Houston for the Earth class. And
maybe it's the Earth.
The Earth isn't knocking. Well, sometimes that's the pain.
True.
Okay, so with during the commercial break, I'm like, hey, you know what? This is kind of a big thing. So I don't have details yet because it's just brewing, folks. So I will announce it on Facebook and in the next radio show. I'm going to do a telecall, just one 90-minute telecall on body image. One of my favorite videos I've made is on the body image and how crazy that is we are with it. So be prepared. More information is coming on that. It'll be sometime in February when, I don't know. Like I said, it's just brewing. It's just popping up. All right, so here's a couple of tools. Honestly, Access has this question, what's right about this I'm not getting? Like if something's going wrong or like your flight's delayed or, whatever, that quote-unquote wrong. And it's like, what's right about this I'm not getting? Well, I like to vary that question a little bit, and honestly, it's two questions that has really helped me change the rightness and wrongness and getting out of it, because it's a polarity. So it's not about finding the right body. It's not about finding the wrong body or changing the wrong body. It's just about being with your body. So I vary the question with what's right about me I'm not getting and what's right about my body I'm not getting. Okay? When you start asking these questions, sometimes even daily, it's a lot of fun. What's right about me I'm not getting. It's like I get angry. Well, is that anger? Is that the wrongness you're trying to call it? But is it really a potency bubbling up? Okay. Oh, it's not a wrongness. Not really. And then what's right about my body I'm not getting? Well, my body's in pain. Oh, is the earth saying hello? What is even things like, what is that pain telling you? It's like, what's right about my body? Oh, it's telling me the pain is is there, is happening. Cool. What's that alerting you to? Oh, that I have a nerve pitch. It's a number of things. But what if it's the things that we're defining as wrong that are actually stopping us from getting the awareness that our body or the universe is trying to tell us? So 2 questions. What's right about me I'm not getting, and what's right about my body I'm not getting? We'll open that up. Yes, I see that it has the word right in it, and I get that. I get the ha-ha in that. But really, I'm always about being the master manipulator, right? You need to master manipulate yourself. Maybe not exactly the kind of that Christine was talking about earlier, but but we're so often in the wrongness of it that this at least gets us to the place where we start seeing another possibility. Okay? So I'm not asking you to go into polarity in this. I'm asking you to see a different possibility. That what if it's not all wrong? Because you know what? You're not all wrong, Christine. That means you too, and that means me. Yay! And the people listening. And we didn't even get into talking about every wrongness that this reality says is actually a strongness. And we can talk about that on another show. It's one of my favorite topics. What if that wrongness is actually a strongness? Okay? So remember, what's right about me, what's right about my body I'm not getting. It's not to get you into the proper place of judgment. What's right about my body? Oh, today I'm tan. That's what's right about my body. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But it's like anytime you find yourself judging your body, judging you, what's right about my body, what's right about me that I'm not getting, it gets you to see another possibility. And often it stops you from going down that rabbit hole. Have you guys ever done that? It's like, oh my gosh, they looked at me funny, and oh my gosh, the whole day is ruined, and it just, it snowballs. Well, this is one of those ways to stop that. It's like, wait a minute, what's right about me I'm not getting? Oh, you mean I'm not a complete piece of crap? Yay, the day is better. I mean, no, Christine and I laugh, but how many have actually done that, snowballed into a pile of goo on the floor?
Seconds.
Yeah.
Seconds. It doesn't take any time for, I've been there so many times, and I see people do this all the time where they're continuously criticizing themselves, or they'll.
Or, I don't know where she went, and hopefully we're still on the air. If not, hopefully she's still on the air talking. But anyway, we see this, we do this, we get into this pile of despair, this pile of thing that just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. And with the what's right about me and what's right about my body I'm not getting, is actually helps you stop that spiral. So please use it. What have you got to lose except being in that big pile of goo? Okay? So, and if you guys have any topics that you'd like to know more about, please send me an email at Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com, DONNIELLE.com, and let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys when choosing the topics. What would create change? What would create something different in your life? Please, I would like to know. Please check out my website, Donnielle.com. You can find some videos. You can find some links to some online Right Body for You intros that I've done. So check that out. They're free to watch. Videos are free. Or check out the archives of the past radio show. We're having a lot of fun. Stay tuned for the whenever I figure out what the body image call will be, I'll let you know. So everyone have a fun week. Have a happy week. Be back next week, because next week's topic is It's Not the Question, It's You. I can't wait to explore that. Have a great one, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Right Body for You. Donnielle will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A to Zen.fm. We hope you and your body will join us.